All right, welcome back. Hey, so what we're gonna talk about today is we're gonna talk about don't everybody love the recycler view? I know we all love the recycler view, but this time we're gonna how do we get the recycler view in Jetpack Compose? So Jetpack Compose actually has something that's equivalent to the recycler view, and it's called lazy columns. So in my last video I talked about lazy columns. No, actually I talked about columns and rows, and that was the layout video that I had. So now today we're gonna whip up a Jetpack Compose type recycler view, and you know what I'm saying, and just get this list popping. So let's go ahead and dig right into it. So hey man, if you guys are feeling generous, you know what I'm saying, if you learn something after this video, you know what to do. So look, so let's get right into it. It's called, so what I got here is I got three different composable functions here. I have lists, I have list item row, and I have our classic preview, for we can see what we got going on over here in the layout. So let's jump back into it. Let's see what we got. Let's lazy column. So just the bare minimum, all we have to do is we got to add a couple of items. So what they got here out the box is called item, and we just add us a good text in there and just say this is our first item. Basically what that's going to do is just put you one item on the screen. So now what if we have multiple items? So what if we want to display like probably 10 different items on the screen? So what we got to do is we got to go items, and then we got to give it a count. So let's say we want 20. Forgot about that S. All right, right there. So we want 20. So let's do the same thing. Text item, another item. And we probably can add, let me see if this is the count. We could just do like this, count, and that way we can display the count. Let's just go, this is item, and with that number. All right, and then after that we can just go ahead and add one more item. Just another text. Last item. Boom. All right, Control Shift F5. Let's go ahead and run that and see what we get just that quick. So it's pretty, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like like I said, it's equivalent to the recycler view. It does the same thing. It only displays what is needed on the screen. It's not, if you have 100 items, it's not going to have 100 items loaded up displayed. It's going to recycle the views the same way this recycle view works. This works the exact same way. As you can see right here, we have our first item right here, and then we have item. This is, I said time. This time 0. That's crazy. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So it got to the items loaded. So that's the bare minimum right there. If you want to just get something on the screen real quick, we have lazy column. So now if you want it to be in a, you see how this is laid out vertically. So if you want this to be laid out horizontally, you go lazy row. Lazy row. So let's go ahead and run that, and you'll see we'll have a horizontal. Actually, you got to import this. Alt enter, import lazy row. What we got right here. So we got lazy row. Let's go ahead and redo that. As you can see on the screen, we got, like I said, just the bare minimum right here. So I'm gonna dig deeper into it for you guys, so you can really understand, like, you know, this is pretty quick. This is pretty easy to do. Now you see how we got that? We got our first item, second item, and if we run this on a emulator, it'll be scrollable. Let's terminate that and bring the emulator up. All right, you see that right there? So it's scrollable. So this is our lazy row, aka recycler view. All right, so let's go ahead. But you know, we can't do nothing with this. This looks ugly. This is garbage. I mean, this is, if you bring out an app that looks this bare and toe up, then you need to just quit. You need to look in the mirror and smack yourself. Real talk. So what we need to do, so what we can do, let's go back to a column. Let's switch this back to a column. Let's style it. Let's go ahead and give it a style. So you see, I got this composable function called list item row. What we can do here is we can create a layout that will we can create a layout for our list item. For each list item, we can style it the way we want to, and then that way it'll be displayed on the screen as with the attributes that we put into this list item row. And we can just pass in a string here. So the way we do that, so Jetpack Compose got these extensions. So you see we got items, so they actually have another extension of items. That way it can receive any type of object that you want to throw at it. So let's say, for instance, let's go ahead and let's create a list here. Let's go my list, and this is just going to be list of, just going to create some strings here. Let's see, let's do meanness. Let's do that. All right, so we got a quick list right here. We want to throw this list into the items. We want to throw the list in there. That way we can style it with our list item row function that we got. So let's go ahead and go my list. As you see, this turns yellow because it's letting you know that that's an extension. And you have to import it's a lazy items. That's what that is right there, lazy items. So just make sure you got that imported, that way you can use the extension of items. So for this list is going to be, let's change this to message, because that's going to be our message that we're going to pass in to our list item row, and that way we can style it. We can give it a different layout for it won't look so messed up here. So let's pass that message into list and message. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's go down here and let's go ahead and style our list item row. We can just start off with a regular column layout. So in the last video, I went over your columns, your rows, the box, which is a frame layout, and then your constraint layout. You can use any layout that you want to use for this. So we're just going to do something real quick for our column. Let's do a text. We're going to have start it off with a text. This is going to be like our header for the item, and we're going to go, I'm going to use my name, is the, we just go is, wow. Let's give it a style, right? Because you know you can style these right on. So typography, let's make this header 4. I wonder if I want to make give it a color. Yeah, we can give it a color too. So color equals, let's make this color blue. Let's give it another text right here. This text is going to take the result that we're going to pass in. Then we can style this also. Typography. Let's make this body 1. So we got body 1. Let's run it real fast and see what we got. Just want to make sure that we are on track. If you guys are enjoying this right now, if you guys are learning a little something, you know what to do. All right, boom, you see that? Okay, so we passed in a list, which is setting our list item row, which is this. Let's style it just a little bit more. Let's give us let's go into the column. Modifier equals modifier dot background. Let's add a color to it. Let's make this color dark gray. So we got a dark gray color there. So in the last video I talked about how you can, how we have match parent, we can just fill max width, which is equivalent to the match parent. It's just going to expand across the screen the size of that parent, which is, remember this is the list row, but our parent is our lazy column. So it's going to span as much as we set here. Okay, so or maybe we should make that white. I think I like white better. Let's go ahead and Control Alt. Let me go ahead and fix the code for you guys can really see what's going on. Okay, let's go ahead and run that and see. Don't like to have too much silence doing this video. I sit there and be like, oh, I'm thinking too much. You be like, okay, tick-tock, tick-tock. You should have edited this out. All right, there we go. So, all right, so we got, let's open that up. All right, so as you can see, we got our list item, and it's styled right the way. This is not how in a real world example, you know, you're gonna really be putting some work into styling this the way you want to, but you can see how you can style each one of these rows. You can have your layout, your list item row composable function is for your each item. Let's go ahead and take it a little further. So there's another thing that they have for our lazy column, and this is experimental. So what experimental means, it means that they might not keep it once they put out a solid release. They might not keep it. It's a sticky header, which is great, you know. So let's go. This is our sticky header. Okay, what is it crying about? Let me see. Oh, okay. So like I said, it's experimental, and by it being experimental, we have to annotate. We have to add the annotation opt-in experimental foundation. So go ahead and click that, select that. That way, you know, we're marked. We know what's going on, and we can compile the code. Go ahead and style that real fast. Header, let's make it header 2. I want to have a background to it, background color. So background color is modifier. You got to add a modifier. Let's go do it like that. Modifier background, add a color. We'll make this color red. Yeah, make it red. We'll let it, we want it to expand all the way across, so we can go fill. You see, now we are the parent, because we are the lazy column. So that's the parent of the layout. So you see, we actually have this option, fill parent max width. So we can just do that. Let's see, what we can do, we can also give our column padding. So let's go, it's content padding. There we go. So inside the content padding, we can add some padding values. We want to do it horizontally with a DP of, let's say, 16. We can go vertical also with a DP of, we got 8. I'll bust that good 8 in there, DP. So we got this pattern here. So let's just go ahead and run this and see what we get. Let's run this preview, see what we get. Sometimes you forget the syntax when you just move it along, you know, that happens. That shit happens, you know. Programming, it happens all the time. All right, let's go ahead and back up. So you see, this is our sticky header. We have our items, our list items. Let's run this on the emulator so we can see how it looks, but we're gonna have to obviously have more. Gotta have more items here before we can actually scroll, you know? So let's add these. Let's just go ahead and copy and paste those and add more. We gotta add more. Run it again. Take a swig of your bang. Now we should be able to scroll, and you'll see the sticky header. All right, there we go. You see that? But we don't have it going all the way because we got this pattern that's around that. But you get the picture of how this works.